Look closely at this jacket. It's waterproof, it's windproof, and incredibly, it's breathable. It was designed to keep men alive while hunting whales. This wasn't made in a factory last year. It was made 1,000 years ago, entirely out of seal intestines. This isn't just a dusty museum artifact. This is evidence of a lost survival genius that puts a lot of our modern gear to shame. To understand how incredible this technology is, you first have to understand the lethal crucible where it was forged. We are currently 900 miles west of Anchorage, way out on the Aleutian chain. We are closer to Russia than we are to Seattle. This sits right between the North Pacific and the Bering Sea, and it is the definition of remote. Living out here changes your perspective on what wild really means. The beauty of this place is staggering, but it's a deceptive beauty. It lures you in. When we go hiking out here, it's world class, but the terrain is absolutely unforgiving. A twisted ankle out here isn't an inconvenience. It's a life-threatening survival situation because help is not coming fast. But the terrain is nothing compared to the weather. This place is famous for generating some of the most violent storms on the planet. It shifts from stunning sunshine to freezing fog and gale-force winds in minutes without warning. Out here, isolation is a weapon the environment uses against you. Yet, the land isn't even the biggest threat. For the people who have lived here for thousands of years, life revolved around that ocean.
This area is considered the mother of storms for the northern Pacific Ocean. That's right, the mother of storms. You have storms that generate out of here that produce 90-mile-an-hour winds and more. You have basically cold hurricanes is what comes out of a place like Dutch Harbor. And it's absolutely incredible to be here when the storms are ripping in here and it's blowing water way up on the road. And you'll be shocked at the difference between a day like today, which it looks and feels like Hawaii, and a day like that.
Standing on these beaches, looking out at that water, it looks peaceful today. But the Bering Sea is notoriously angry. It is freezing cold year-round. In modern times, we have survival suits, EPIRBs and Coast Guard helicopters, and people still die out here every season. The margin for error in water this cold is zero. If you capsize, the cold shock alone will likely finish you before you can self-rescue. And yet, for millennia, the Aleut people didn't just survive on the edge of this water, they thrived on it. They went out into it day after day to hunt apex predators like sea lions and whales.
Oh, I think that's a whale rib. Oh my gosh.
Like the other one.
How odd to find that.
Look, it's clean and everything.
Look at that, man. It's perfect.
You got it?
Yeah, I've got it on camera. Hold it up. That's fantastic.
Smile. I love it.
When you are that isolated, you don't have supply chains. You can't order gear. Your survival depends entirely on your ability to look at the animal you just harvested and turn it into a life-saving tool. That brings us back to this, the Kamleika or gut parka. Think about the sheer ingenuity required to invent this. Someone had to realize that the intestines of sea mammals, once cleaned, scraped, and cured, possessed unique properties. They are naturally waterproof, but because it's organic material, it allows vapor to pass through. That is the exact same principle as modern technical fabrics. But the material is only half the battle. The construction is flawless. They sewed these strips together using sinew thread. When that sinew gets wet, it expands, sealing the needle holes completely. It's a self-sealing, waterproof seam, achieved with Stone Age tools. But the jacket was just one part of a total weapon system.
Is the Museum of the Aleutians. Beautiful museum, very historic, about the Aleutian Islands in the remote part, way out in the Pacific Ocean, northern Pacific Ocean in Alaska. Boss lady's waiting for us to go inside. So if you're curious, we thought we were in Dutch Harbor. This is the city of Unalaska. Unalaska and Dutch Harbor are just separated by a little tiny channel. The two islands are right next to each other, so it's essentially considered one town. But this is the city of Unalaska.
These are models of the Iqyax, the Aleut kayak. These weren't recreational boats for a Sunday paddle. They were lethal, silent hunting platforms designed specifically for open ocean swells. They were incredibly fast and unstable in inexperienced hands, but in the hands of a master hunter, they were deadly. The design genius here is integration. The hunter would wear the gut parka, and the bottom hem of the jacket would be tied tightly around the cockpit rim of the kayak. This sealed the man to the machine. It made them virtually unsinkable. If they rolled over in freezing seas, they could right themselves without taking on water. It was a perfect, closed survival loop. We spend a lot of time out here testing modern gear snow machines, ATVs. We rely on that technology to explore this state. But walking this island, seeing this rugged coastline, and then standing in front of these artifacts, it's a humbling experience. We rely on factories to keep us alive. They relied on ingenuity born of absolute necessity. They looked at the most hostile environment on Earth and didn't just endure it, they mastered it with tools they made with their own hands. That is true resilience, and it's a piece of deep human wisdom that we have largely forgotten in the comfort of the modern world.
One of the notable things about the history on this remote island is these little tiny spruce trees. These were not planted recently. They're not baby trees. They are full grown. And the problem is the environment here is not conducive to growing spruce trees out here. Folks tried to plant these trees in an attempt to grow firewood on this island and building materials, but it didn't really catch like it should have because the island is not conducive to trees. And over this hill here, you can see one of the attempts at making a forest on this island right there below us. The problem is the soil is so sandy and rocky here that nothing wants to grow here. The environment is relatively warm for Alaska. Because we're out in the Pacific Ocean, things stay a bit warmer. This is the last day of December 2025. On the mainland at our little homestead, it's -30 right now. Right now, it's almost 40 degrees Fahrenheit here on the island. It's a beautiful, sunny, clear, calm day.
If you want the full picture of what it takes to exist out here on the edge, then you need to see the next episode. We're going deeper into the community and the remove island lifestyle to uncover truths they don't show you on those stale and boring travel vlogs. The brutal, logistical reality of modern life when the Bering Sea turns violent. We've only just scratched the surface what it is like to survive and thrive on Alaska's remote Aleutian Islands. That video is waiting for you right here. Join me there right now.